Hello, friends, and welcome to Parks Crafty Creations. I'm your host, Brian Parks. There are a lot of reasons to sew your own skirt. Sometimes the stores just don't have what you're looking for, or they cater to a different body type. Or maybe you just have an idea for something of your own that you want to bring to life. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make what I would argue is probably darn close to the perfect skirt for anyone. Before we get started, if you enjoy this content, be sure to give us a like below, as it really does help out the channel. Do it now, please. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell icon so you'll always be notified whenever a new video drops. And hey, while you're at it, if you love what we do here, don't forget to share us with your friends. Okay, let's chat for a moment, friend to friend. Fitted skirts are lovely and all, but let's be really honest. How often do our waist sizes stay exactly the same? It's just a fact of life. We put on weight, we lose weight, it's a roller coaster. And what fits perfectly today might not fit so well tomorrow, or the next day. Enter elastic waistbands. Plus, they offer a greater level of comfort over their fitted counterparts, and they can stretch and contract along with your body so you don't find yourself unable to wear that new outfit you made just because of a slight shift in body weight. Now, as an added bonus, I'll also show you how easy it is to build in a super simple slip to really complete your skirt. Let's jump in. Since this skirt doesn't require a commercial pattern, we'll use a bit of simple math to figure out the measurements we need to lay out and cut our fabric. This will also tell us how much fabric to buy for the skirt we want to make. Honestly, the easiest way to calculate everything is with an online circle skirt calculator. One of my favorites is the Omni Calculator, which I've linked in the description. It lets you select your preferred units, your skirt length, and whether you want to make a quarter, half, 3/4, or full circle skirt. That said, it's always helpful to understand what these tools are actually doing. In this tutorial, I'll be making a half circle skirt. This style works well with most standard width cotton fabrics, which makes it a great option. To start, we'll need two key measurements: the length of the skirt, how long you want it to be, and your waist measurement. To calculate the waist radius, divide your waist measurement by 3.14. For example, if your waist is 31 inches, your waist radius would be approximately 10 inches. Easy, right? If you get a decimal, round it up to the nearest quarter inch. The skirt I'm making has a waist radius of 13.25 inches. Next, I want the finished skirt to be 23 inches long. So I'll add the waist radius, 13.25, to the length, giving me a total of 36.25 inches. That's the overall width of fabric I'll need to work with, and fortunately, my fabric is wide enough to accommodate it. Quick side note. Yes, dividing your waist by 3.14 gives you the diameter of a full circle, not the radius. But because we're making a half circle skirt, which requires less fabric, this is exactly what we want. If you were making a full circle skirt, you'd divide the diameter by 2 to get the radius. High school geometry class, dismissed. If you have any questions about calculating your measurements, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm always happy to help. So, based on our numbers, half of the skirt takes just over a yard of fabric. That means we'll need just over 2 yards total for the full skirt body. I'm also adding at least another 6 inches for the waistband. I always like to buy a little extra just in case, so I'll be using about 2.5 yards of fabric for this project. Lay your fabric flat, either on the floor or on a large cutting table. If you have one, I'm jealous. Fold in half like this. Since my studio is quite small, I'll be using miniatures to demonstrate this step clearly. From the top corner of the folded fabric, measure out your waist radius, in my case 13.25 inches. Mark this measurement in small increments to create a smooth curve. Then repeat the process for the full skirt length from the same corner. Mine is 36.25. Mark that curve too. Cut along both curves and you should be left with a shape that looks a bit like half a donut. To sew the side seam, you can use the traditional method. Place the right sides together Stitch down the side, and then finish the edge with a serger or an overcast foot. If you're not familiar with the overcast foot, check out my video on it. I've linked it in the description. But for a more polished finish, I'm using a French seam, which encases the raw edges inside. With the right sides facing out, sew a 1/4 inch seam along the side. Press the seam, then turn the skirt inside out. Sew again with a 3/8 inch seam allowance to fully encase the raw edge. I use a zipper foot to stitch close to the edge for a nice, clean finish. This may not be the proper way to do it, but it works. Looks professional, and no one's going to argue with the results. If you'd like to add a built-in slip, like I'm doing, repeat the same process using your lining fabric. Just make the slip an inch or two shorter so it stays hidden beneath the outer skirt. Once both the outer skirt and the slip are complete, add a line of stay stitching around the waist to prevent stretching. If you're new to sewing, stay stitching is just a long basting stitch sewn around the waist edge. Mine is at a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Some folks may say it should be 5/8 of an inch, but I like using 3/8 so it's easier to encase when we attach the waistband. And since we're not using a strict pattern, we can bend a few rules. In the spirit of bending rules, I like to hem both the outer skirt and the lining now, rather than waiting until the end. It's much easier to handle the fabric before everything is attached. With both layers hemmed, match the seams at the waist and base stitch them together. At this point, your skirt should really be coming together. Your lining should be just slightly shorter than the outer layer. Now let's create the waistband. Wrap your elastic around your waist so that it feels snug but comfortable. Stitch the two ends of the elastic together. I had just enough fabric left to cut a waistband 5.75 inches wide. I joined the ends like I would for a quilt binding, overlapping the ends by the width of the cut, trimming the excess and pressing flat. If you'd like a deeper explanation of this step, I have a full video on it, linked in the description. Next, attach the elastic to the waistband using a zigzag stitch. This allows the seam to stretch without breaking. Fold the waistband in half lengthwise to enclose the elastic. Then pin it around the waist of your skirt. Finally, use another zigzag stitch to attach the waistband to the skirt. Again, the stretchiness of the stitch here is key. And there you have it, a beautiful, lightweight skirt that's perfect for spring and summer. It's great for warm weather outings, strolls along the boardwalk, or even special events. I actually used this same method to make a skirt for my mom to wear to a wedding, and I often use it for her Dapper Day skirts at Disney too. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or want to share your version. I'd love to see what you make. That's it. Your beautiful half-circle skirt with an elastic waistband and built-in slip is complete. It's stylish, comfy, and perfect for any occasion. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell icon so you'll always be notified whenever a new video drops. I'm Brian Parks for Parks Crafty Creations. We'll see you next time.